There's been a lot of talk about whether the mayor should be full-time or part-time. What is your opinion on that, and where do you see your role there? What is the role of the mayor here in our city government?
Well, I mean, by charter, we're a city manager and city staff run organization, and the mayor has a role as being someone who can help communicate what the issues are for the city and what the city's working on, both to the citizens from the staff and the city manager, but also to the staff and the city manager and other council members from the citizens through involvement in the community. So service to the community means looking for opportunities to be where people are doing things, and that's what I'm doing. So should a mayor be full-time or part-time? I am conducting myself as a part-time mayor, but that doesn't mean 10 hours a week part-time. It means 30 to 40 hours a week part-time. As the CEO of a company, I'm used to working a 60 or 70 hour week all the time, and many more hours than that some of the time as necessary. So working a 30 to 40 hour week is part-time. So that's my thought process there. I don't think we're set up to have a mayor do anything more than that. I don't run the city. I'm not looking to run the city. I am looking to help them run the city and be of service to the public and be of counsel to those that do the work day in and day out.
I want to ask you about another issue that a lot of communities have been dealing with, and that is no smoking ordinances.
Right.
A lot of communities have passed ordinances where they prohibit smoking in public places.
Right.
What direction do you think our community should go on that? What do you think about that, and what should happen?
Well, I guess processes take place based on citizen activities, but my perspective, as I've said in trying to earn this position and get elected, is the same now that it was then. I believe that you should have restrictions against smoking in public places. Where I would differ from some is the definition of public place, and so the convention center, the Coliseum, the public library, those types of institutions, the courthouse, those are absolutely public places, and the ability to restrict smoking in those places makes great sense to me. In the private sector, whether or not that private business person or private individual in their residence allows smoking, in my mind, is a private decision. And so I like the fact that there are businesses, and there are more and more businesses. The most recent restaurant I've heard of disallowing smoking is the Wharf, but I'm familiar with Fuentes downtown not allowing smoking, and many others. And so I also know that many of the chain hotels are starting to disallow smoking in all of their hotels across the country. It's more and more common to walk up to the door of a business and see a no smoking sign. And so I like that. I like the idea of going in a place and there is not smoking. But I don't see it as something for government to be involved in. I think if it's a private entity, then it's a private decision. And as a consumer, I can choose to go to those businesses that don't allow smoking, and I can choose not to do business with those entities that do allow smoking. So from my perspective, public places should be smoke-free. Private places should make their own decisions, and we as consumers should make our own decisions. Things that I wish were different. I wish smoking wasn't as harmful as it is. My mom died of lung cancer at 53. I'm very familiar with what smoking can do to someone's health, but I'm not just not of the mindset that you can force other people's behaviors to be changed in a private business setting and be doing the proper thing, because I believe so strongly in private property rights.
I want to shift focus real quick here and look at economic development. Can you tell me a little bit about your philosophy for economic development? I mean, should we be, recruiting businesses to San Angelo, retaining them, recruiting and retaining them? I mean, what should our focus be here in San Angelo?
Recruiting and retaining them, but not so much retention in that sense. If you're really true to that, the definition of retention, don't pay someone not to do something. On the other hand, incent someone to expand their workforce. So I'm much more in favor of working with local businesses to incent them to expand their workforce. I'd like to see us work closely with businesses that are already in existence and to help them put business plans together or help to understand their business plan so that we are available to them to incent them to expand their workforce. I think it's also our job to continue to go out and look for other providers to come to the community, other businesses. Right now, I think our biggest opportunity is to learn who supplies Marta for Hirschfeld and get involved with those suppliers to see if it makes sense for them to be warehousing here in San Angelo, or if it makes sense for them to be manufacturing here in San Angelo. And so we should be working that chain of suppliers very aggressively right now, trying to bring new jobs to San Angelo related to Marta for Hirschfeld's tower construction business. So we definitely should be involved in bringing jobs to San Angelo and recruiting businesses to San Angelo. We also should be involved in encouraging and incenting growth in our current businesses. So I'm not such a big believer in investing in retention, but I am a big believer in investing in expansion.